to the RC barn. We are going to try to finish up Mark's uh, ultrastick here, and the next phase of construction is going to be the wing here. So I've already, I'm going to fast forward through or time lapse a lot of this because it's pretty just back and forth, just doing. Okay, so we got to get servos installed with extensions. We got to mount the plates. We got to install the aileron servos. Just a quick word about ours. When they come, they usually come with these. I don't know if you can see it there. The strings. Yeah, there you go. The strings. I've already pulled the hatches and removed the control surfaces. But you just tie a knot onto your servo lead. Make sure you got enough reach to get to where you want. Bolt through. Pretty simple stuff. You want to do things kind of in order to uh, make sure you don't have to take any steps back. These don't have tubes through them, so you can run, like when you're building a plane. So yeah, so you want to just, not rush anything and think it through. So anyways, we're going to start. I'll start with putting the ailerons in. These are just CA hinges that come with the kit. They're already pre-cut. They're already slotted, which is nice. Don't have to figure out, cut slots and stuff in there to fit the CA hinges. So we'll start with that, installing all those. And then these hatches, they're all the same, but they're all nicely epoxied in. And but they don't have like the holes, mounting holes aren't all the way through, and also the slots here. So what I'll do is I'll take my X-Acto knife and slice it down the middle here, and then get my iron out, and I'm going to tack them in so they fold around. There's little things like that that they don't do for you on here. Now we do have four servos in this thing, flaps and ailerons. This thing is made to be kind of all mixed together, so this is where your 8-channel radio would come in handy, because you can mix the flaps to the ailerons, so that way you got full functioning ailerons. You don't have to do that if you're not into the mixes and stuff like that, which I know Mark isn't. So we're just going to set this up on Y harness for aileron and flap servos separately, so he can play with the flaps and keep things a little bit on the simple side. I don't have any hardware for this. All the stuff from the airplane's pretty wrecked and crashed and missing pieces, so gonna have to pretty much start all brand new here with linkages, and we're just gonna use 256 solid linkage out there. I'll use dubro horns and to set everything up. So like I said, I'm going to time lapse through a lot of this, and we'll bring it back when or we'll discuss what we did if there's any hiccups, which I'm not sure there's not going to be. So enjoy the footage, and we'll get started on this. Okay, so I got the hinges done, and I went to go start putting the servos in here, and part of the problem that we're going to run into is these were flat mounted in the old wing, and now they've upgraded to this style servo plate that fits it flush inside the wing, which is all well and good, but we're going to have a little problem here because I'm not a JR servo guy. I don't have a lot of JR stuff. I'm going to have to look these up and see what spline count they are and see if I got any longer arms for there, because that's not going to fit through long enough to, it's barely poking through the hole there. So we're going to have to upgrade, uh, either put different servos in there that I will have arms for. I'm already grabbing 3003 Futabas for the flaps that I have sitting around. So I might have to do that for the airlines too. So I'm going to pause you real quick and see what we can come up with. I'm going to look and see what these supply counts are on these AR servos, see if I got longer servo arms. All right. I guess we're going to have to pause on this subject for a little while because I just ordered 4 new servos and extensions from Value Hobby for this plane. So I got some standards coming for this thing, and they already come with the longer arms. So yeah, problems. Just yeah, me. Anyways, I'm gonna cut this video here. I'm not sure if I'll probably just post it when I get the servos in and stuff. So anyways, I'll bring you back in a week or two when we get all this stuff in. Alright, so let's see if we can get this dang thing finished so I can get it back to Mark. I know he's itching to get it back. We got some stuff. Value Hobby. New servos for the wing. I like the plastic containers they come in. These are, I don't know the specs on them, most are listed here. Tower Pro MG 958 Metal Gear Digital Standard Servo. So they look pretty nice. We also got the extensions for the aileron servos. Might need them for the flaps too, not sure. They got some weight to them, I can tell you that. Aluminum case. Metal Gear. Yeah. Those will make nice little organizing trays for projects. We got the long arms like we had talked about. Really big rubbers. Wow. These are 4/8 or 6/8, 6 volt only, so they're not high voltage stuff. Still, the large servo screws, we won't be using those. So, between
I wish it had a centering thing on it. Oh, there it is, neutral. Okay. Maybe I can neutralize them. Those have got some range. And then neutral. And then let's try this one. Just unplug this guy. The clap servos will be set up through the radio. Oh, pretty close. And of course, when it's in neutral, that doesn't do anything. That's a pretty cool tool. I got that a long time ago. And I'm like, where's the directions at? How to make it work? And I'm like, I'll just have to look at it and stare at it for a few minutes and see if I can figure it out. And voila! It's going to be a handy tool to have. Alright, so I got one done here. Well, I got to put the other two screws in there yet. But I like these because they're adjustable, infinite. Now, probably not a huge requirement on these, but they do work really well. And got way more throw than what we need here. Yeah. That'll 3D, right? He can dial his... He can dial the throw in, and you notice that there's just enough room for that to slide in there. So I got it as close to it as I can, because the closer you get to the servo arm, the more torque you have applied to the aileron. And so, yeah, and then we can go neutral here. You can see it's nice and sturdy, nice and strong. I did, when I did the Z-bend this time, instead of, these arms are pretty thick, so I just heated the end up with my lighter. And it took a couple tries, but I got it to melt the plastic arm through, and that gives a real nice, tight, secure connection. I like doing that. So, yeah, anyways, there's not much to this one as far as building the wing out here. I'm going to keep on moving right on down the line. I'm going to set all these up the same. The Mark's not too interested in doing the mixing with the ailerons and the flaps and stuff, but this plane was designed to incorporate ailerons full length with mixing, and then when you wanted the flap to work, it just worked the center. So, and you could do different mixes and stuff like that. So, well, maybe we'll play around with it if he gives me an opportunity to do that. We'll see, right? So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this thing up, and then we'll get her all put together and do a final walk around, and she'll be all finished. Well, it's all done. I think it looks a lot better than what it did before. So what did we do? Well, let's start with the fuselage. So we repaired the whole tail section, rebuilt it, recovered the elevator, installed new quick links on the elevator and rudder, kept the original horns and the push rods, recovered the fuselage, repaired the fuselage. Remember all the damage back here, and we had cracking going out there. Was missing the former for the wing to go into, or it was busted up, and we had a crack in the firewall over here. Modifications to the fuselage. I swapped the wing mounting bolts out for 1/4 nylon instead of the steel ones that are in case of any future mishaps. And we added a hatch up here to better access for the fuel tank and battery placement. Balance on it. It is a little tail heavy, so of course I don't have a battery in this, so that could make a difference too when he adds his battery. Put the battery up front. You might have to add a little nose weight to it this time. We did take all the weight out of the tail. I am balancing this thing on the spar, and that's a pretty good starting point for a plane like this. The carburetor is frozen. I'm not going to mess with it. When we go to fire this thing up or get it when he gets it flying, he'll have to heat that carburetor up with a heat gun and get some fuel in it. So that's pretty standard for an engine that's been sitting for a while. A little caster gunk in there. So the wing, let's see, what else did we do? So we fitted a version 2, I do believe, wing to a version 1 fuselage, so there were some modifications that had to take place there. The wing's a little wider, so I had to open up the fuselage a little more to bring that back to fit it. And we got 4 new servos from Value Hobby in here, Metal Gear, digital servos, running all dubro control linkages, and my favorite horns there. So that's all done and looking good. I also added, I got to go back through and don't let me forget to put 2 more screws in each servo tray. So anyways, the next time you see this will hopefully be when it's flying. I'll try to do an update to it. Otherwise, Mark's going to take it over from here. And then, yeah, he said something about maybe let me do the remaden on it. So that won't be a problem if probably later this summer or whatnot. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this series. And just remember, if just because you crashed your plane don't mean you can't fix it and get it back up in the air again. I mean, obviously there's some out there that are literal toothpicks and there's nothing left of them, but you'd be amazed at what you can do. This is probably a couple weekends worth of work here. So anyways, thanks for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe in the bottom, and we'll catch you on the next one.